The Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite is a beautiful phone, a very good alternative for those who love the X Pen but do not want to break the bank. Well, since it is not a flagship phone, we decided to pitch it against a mid-range phone, the Realme X2. Who's going to come out on top? Well, your guess is as good as mine. Welcome back. For this test, we're going to focus on camera and the performance. Starting up with the camera, the Realme X2 on the left is on 16MP mode, while the Samsung on the right is on 12MP mode. As you can see, there is a clear difference in the kind of warmness or the color signature. So let's look at the Realme X2 images. The saturation is very okay, normal. The color reproduction on the green and the red, it just looks good. And there is also a good level of details retained if you like zoom in. Okay, so let's look at the Samsung image. The Samsung image actually zooms in more, so I think that's a little bit advantage if I zoom into details, so it retains good level of details also. So let's look at the next one. Is a harsh condition a bit. So now we're going to look at this one. The color reproduction in the Samsung is a little bit better real to life, but in terms of those balloon, but Realme X2 makes it a little bit pinkish, but apart from that, every other color looks more accurate. Apart from the balloon, every other color looks more accurate on the Realme, and it also retained a good level of details in the image. Also, let's compare the Samsung on. Okay, I love the color accuracy on the balloon, which is close real to life. Then if you zoom in also, it also retains a good number of details. So what are we talking about? The 64MP? Is this just numbers? Well, I still can't say there is a clear winner between the two in terms of camera. It might still boil down to preferences. But if you talk about HDR, I think that's where Realme X2 just won outrightly. And it continues in the front camera. The front selfie camera is the same, 32 megapixel for both, but you also notice that the Realme S2 on the left is also winning that HDR battle. So it's always there. I just try to see, I even try to put on a portrait to know whether the HDR will still be on there against the Samsung. It worked. Okay, so now look at this group now. There is more details a little bit in the roof here in Samsung, which is expected because it's a little bit darker, but I think most people, depends on your preference, you might want, if you're in a darker area, to have a very, very sharp image when you take a selfie. And also, this has a good level of details if you look at the details in the cloud. But I think Samsung, due to the fact that it doesn't zoom in, it zooms in when it takes the picture. As you can see now, it's not as wide as the Realme own, so it retains more details also. But I think it's a matter of preference, what you want or what you don't want. So from the camera, I think the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite camera is not that better than that of the mid-range. It's just like preference. So let's go into the performance. Oh, you know I love Geekbench. It actually gives the accurate representation of the CPU power and even the GPU. So the Realme X2 is on the left and the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite is on the right. If you watched our previous comparison video between the Realme X2 and Samsung Galaxy Note 8, then you know that the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 couldn't stand the CPU power of the Snapdragon 730G. And the same thing is also happening here within the Note 10 Lite. It's actually blew away the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite in the CPU test. Now, at the end of it, it took like almost a minute 28 seconds before the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite could finish this same test. Now, that's to show you a minute 30 seconds, about minute 30 seconds is quite significant in the CPU power rating. So what does that mean? It means that the Exynos 9810 is not more powerful chip than the Snapdragon 730G. Even though it's actually clocked at 2.7 gigahertz, it's still not as powerful. As you can see from the result here, it's just showing it. The Realme X2 on the left just took the clear lead in terms of the CPU. So if you're watching till this point, I would like you to click that subscribe button and then like, and then leave us a comment in the comment section. Which one will you prefer? Well, I still like that Galaxy Note 10 Lite screen and the X Pen, and ooh, the bigger screen, the feel. And in day-to-day app opening, I don't think there's any difference between the two. So if you don't have money to break the bank, get 600 euro worth of phone, 300 euro worth of phone can still give you the similar performance. But man, you're going to miss the X Pen, you're going to miss the screen. It's all about preference. So we started Antutu benchmark side by side with it. And the Realme X2 on the left is taking up a little lead than the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite. Who's going to win in the Antutu benchmark scores? Well, your guess is as good as mine. So let's watch and see who's going to come out on top on the Antutu benchmark score. So let us know in the comment section which specific apps or tests you want us to run between these two phones, whether you have a choice to buy this or that one. But if you ask me, if you want to buy a phone, there are some flagship features that are in Samsung Galaxy Note 9, which is using the same chip. It has a better GPU power than the Note 10 Lite. So if you still want to buy the X Pen, use a phone that has the X Pen, I will advise you to go to Note 9. I mean, Note 9 is still about the similar price, and you won't actually have to break the bank. So you see now the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite on the right is beginning to take the lead, and actually something happened at the end of this because the Realme X2 just stuck and hang. But I'm going to give you the results as I run the second one separately from the first one. So stuck at 99. So as you can see here now, the Realme X2 is on 270 and this one is on 286, and there's still the 8 gig RAM. The Realme X2 stock for this particular test at 89. Just look at the temperature bar. Just look at that temperature bar. The CPU, the GPU. I think the GPU in the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 is better, but that's just about that. It is performance, the similar, the camera, there is no much difference. So if you love the Note stylus, the X Pen, then I think you should get the Samsung Galaxy Note 10. It's new, it will get more updates. But if you want to get raw value, I think the Note 9 will still be a better option, but you won't be able to get more updates. Then if you don't have all that 600 euros to cough out, then get yourself another mid-range phones, Realme X2, K20, Poco X2. There are a whole lot of good mid-range phones that will give you similar performance. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Subscribe. I'll see you.